The next release we're going to be focusing on will be the Quadratus Lumborum region. It'll be this area right here on the lower back. This region generally tends to get very restrictive as well and dehydrated, just simply because when we walk in that dysfunctional pattern oriented around that tightness on the front side of the body, we end up creating these hip hiking and shifting patterns with every step that we take. And the more that we continue to keep taking these steps, the more we dehydrate these points, the more eventually they end up calcifying and the less mobile and useful they become over the course of the long term. So what we're going to do right now is try and get into this region of that Quadratus Lumborum, hydrate it a little bit further, kind of enable us to get more movement of that lumbar spine, and then that will hopefully help us facilitate more utilization of the glute max, simply because we're taking away that compensatory anchor out of this lower back region. So the way that we're going to locate this area, first and foremost, what I'll have you guys just doing is just kind of feeling where your glutes are. You're going to move, it'll be at about a 45-degree angle. This is about completely lateral. This is completely posterior. What we're going to do is get it at about a 45-degree angle and just begin to track up. And so we still kind of feel glute tissue until we eventually hit bone. And right here, I'm feeling right here into this iliac crest on my hip bone. I'm going to keep working up, until I start feeling like this inner groove. And this is right here, the region where I'm going to start feeling that Quadratus Lumborum. This is going to be what we're going to aim to hit when we get on top of the medicine ball. So I'll show you guys how we're going to apply that directly. I'm going to be sitting on top of the ball, then just kind of rolling myself up there. You guys will see how I have both my hands here as a base of support. From there, what I'm going to do is aim to get on the outside slightly of my lower back. So right here, I'm getting right on the center. This is me getting on my spine. I'm putting no pressure on my spine so I don't hurt myself. We don't want to be getting on the spine. We want to get just outside of the spine, off to the side where we're able to hit a good peak of muscle tissue right there on that lumbar region. If you want to open up that lumbar region, what you don't want to do is tilt your pelvis back like this. This is closing off the lumbar region. What you want to do is actually do a posterior pelvic tilt. You guys will see how I'm kind of tucking my hips under. When I do that, that's lengthening the lumbar fibers or the lumbar muscle tissues, and that's going to enable me to get more penetration into those regions. So again, I'm going to kind of strum back and forth. This is kind of going across the fibers. This will be going with the fibers. So I'll look for that nodule to see if I can find that strand of tissue that I could balance on top of. Once I balance on the tissue, then I can start going with the fibers of the lower back. It's a pretty basic release, pretty straightforward. Key point is just avoid putting pressure on the spine directly, and avoid putting pressure on bones directly. I mean, you can put pressure on the hip bone. It's just more advanced work that you want to do. I wouldn't advise doing that if you're not well versed in that kind of stuff. I might teach that in future courses, but for right now, I would suggest staying on top of simply just the lower back tissues. Definitely a safer place to go to in the beginning portions of getting on this myofascial release journey. Again, make sure that you're on this for about 2 to 5 minutes. Don't slack off. Keep this in mind. Keep as much pressure on your lower back as possible. I mean, your hands are here, but try keeping most of the pressure on your lower back. Again, the hands are there as a base of support just in case you need it, but hit that 2 to 5 minute mark. And or if you can't do it because you feel like you get a little bit tired, if you're like sitting in this position and you're like, I need to take a break and then complete out that 2-minute cycle on another set and to complete out your 2 minutes. So make sure you get that 2 minutes of release at the bare minimum and work it all the way up to 5 to 10 minutes if you need to. I'll see you guys in the next release.